feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing
just like Napoleon Bonaparte, the king of the Baboon dynasty, said, stupidity in politics is not the product of handicap. Yes, meaning stupidity in politics is a product of spiritual weakness. I know you came to watch this video because you heard exchange and altercations between Paul Kagame and South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa about the war in Congo, where Paul Kagame said he is even ready to face South Africa in war if need be. And this is what we are here for, comparing the military power between the two nations.
I spoke with the President of South Africa, who sought me out to speak with me on this matter because of their involvement in Eastern Congo. And he's also there pretending to be playing a peacemaker role.
Are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs. Are you willing to go bleed?
So we are going to look at the winner, overall assessment, and then the final verdict.
Who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work.
Before we go into that, we are going to first look at the defense budget, the military manpower, the military equipment and technologies, the regional influence, and the geopolitical and strategic positions. Well, on the first one, that is the defense budget. South Africa's defense budget is just extremely more bigger than the one of Rwanda. It is in billion, and then Rwanda remains in million in the currency of US dollars. Rwanda's defense budget, as of the data of 2023, was around $120 million. And then for the case of South Africa, it was around 3 billion US dollars. Now, take a look at this. It's a huge gap. Meaning, in terms of the defense budget, South Africa slaps Rwanda left and right, hands down.
I got no love for the fakeness if you want to play tough.
Well, the second one is the military manpower. Well, South Africa National Defense Forces, that is SANDF, has about 75,000 active personnel. And also in the reserve forces, they have about 15,000 active personnel. And when you take a look at the one of Rwanda, Rwanda's official army is known as Rwanda Defense Forces, or RDF. RDF has around 33,000 active personnel, but only a small number are in the reserve. So this means that the winner in the military manpower is definitely South Africa, and the number doubles, almost twice the number of Rwanda. So it is also a huge defeat. In terms of the manpower in military, Rwanda stands no chance to South Africa, unless maybe they get into ethnic borrowing with the ethnic linkages within the East Africa, because their relatives are split due to the conflicts that took place in Rwanda, in other parts of East Africa. And they look to be people who love to fight. So that is how it seems to appear. From my perspective,
To the top, taking off in the wind, I gotta make it. I'm saving every day to taste it.
South Africa's military is relatively powerful. They have frigates and submarines, and also they have somehow advanced military air force. And also they produce their own firearms. Very complex industry in Africa is one of South Africa, where they are producing their own firearms. So meaning they are self-reliant, self-dependent to some smaller extent by not buying firearms from other countries. So South Africa having frigates and also submarines is something which is very unique to their military or technological equipment in the armed department. And when we look at the side of Rwanda's military technology is less advanced, but their purchases are focused at more modernized military equipments, like the purchase of armed vehicles, armed military drones, and also small firearms. That's what they focus at purchasing, more modernized. But then also one of the biggest weakness on the side of the technological advancement in military of Rwanda is the lack of a well-established air force. Yes, the fact is Rwanda lacks well-established air force. From all sources published online, you get to know that they lack it. Their biggest weakness is the air force. So they only concentrate on the ground operations. So if you want to properly put Rwanda down, maybe you can focus on what is up. But also, the number of the drones that they buy is unknown. So if you just jump into things, you will suffer. But still, we give a win on this one to South Africa to take on the technology side of our comparison. In the regional respect, South Africa is a member of the SADC, that is South Africa Development Community, and they have contributed to a number of peacekeeping missions in Africa, including the one of the Democratic Republic of Congo, where through the forces from M23, they have scattered, they ran away. These challenges that they have faced has come due to budget cuts from internal politics. You know, South Africa, as one of the most democratic countries in Africa, faces challenges with the opposition influencing the budget in the country. So budget cuts, and the second reason is hedging technology equipment. This has reduced their regional influence in Africa. But on the other side, also, if we look at Rwanda again is very, very powerful on the regional engagements and respect. Rwanda's army is widely praised as the most disciplined, one of the most disciplined, professional, and also committed army in Africa. They have gone into missions such as the Democratic Republic of Congo and also UN peacekeeping missions. They are one of the biggest contributors to the UN, that is the United Nations peacekeeping missions around the world. So the year I give Rwanda as the winner in terms of regional peace keeping. With the last part, then we take a look at other key points. Also is the number 5 is geopolitical and strategic position. South Africa has an internal problem also of a budget constraint and corruption. This has led to lack of readiness of its military. The corruption inside South Africa and budget constraint has forced the military of South Africa to always not be ready. Readiness is the key point here. So they are less ready. But when you take a look at Rwanda, Rwanda is always more ready and to handle any issue, and has limited issues to do with budget constraint, and also corruption issues are less in Rwanda. It's not something more common or talked about in Rwanda. So who wins this part? On geopolitical and strategic position, there's no winner. It's a tie, it's a draw. South Africa for overall influence and Rwanda for regional security contribution. So it's a draw here, and that means nobody wins on this last part. But also, let's take a look at this one.
I get after it, investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto.
The overall assessment is South Africa has a more financial power and a more powerful military than Rwanda. But Rwanda has a smaller, less powerful, but very efficient, more committed and disciplined, with a more regional influence across Africa or East Africa, if I am to limit. That is the overall assessment. Well, the final verdict is here. South Africa has a more advanced, more powerful military in Africa. It is more. But then they have several challenges, as I said before. And with Rwanda, Rwanda has a lesser powerful military, but they're effective in executing their mission. They're more disciplined and always ready. So if you go 8-8 in case of a conventional conflict, South Africa has a upper hand. But never forget that Rwanda is more efficient, disciplined, and as well has more regional influence. Meaning there could also be a chance of, as I said before, other people helping Rwanda. So this is it. It's a vlog, and thank you so much for watching it on Acholi High TV. You will always meet these kind of things if you subscribe to this channel. Thank you.